Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Nomads Media, your travel, lifestyle, and business magazine and podcast. We have an exciting topic today. Of course, we are talking about travel, my passion. Of course, we all love traveling. And this time, we are loving the Philippines because we're going to talk about with two avid travelers and I would say two lifestyle experts from the Philippines. We're going to talk about the best of Manila, Cebu, and Boracay, three of my favorite places in the world. So, whether you're a history buff, nature lover, a business traveler, or simply just looking for relaxation or even luxury, this podcast or this episode is a guide to making the most of your adventures in the Philippines. Of course, to our fellow Filipinos and Southeast Asians, this is for you as well, because we will give you other tips that you may not know. For those who haven't visited the Philippines, this is the right place to discover and love the Philippines. Together with our very special guests, we have Charlene Go-Co. Hi, Charlene. Or Chow.
Hi.
Of
Yes. Hi, Carlo.
course. Thank you for joining us. Of course, Chow is a former tri-media personality from Cebu. Go Cebu! She began her career as a radio DJ at Monster Radio, later becoming a columnist for Sunstar Cebu and a TV host for ABS-CBN's Mag TV Na. She then followed her dream of becoming a hotelier, currently works as a marketing communications professionals or head of marketing innovations at the largest hotel operator in the Philippines, Megaworld Hotels and Resorts. Ciao. I know you're a foodie. Later on, give us
Yes,
some
I
tips,
am.
right?
Well, is it obvious?
Yes, of
I hope
course,
it's not
we
too
will.
obvious.
No, no, not too obvious. Looking good, as always. But of course, this is a great time also to recommend food, not just travel, but food recommendations to our fellow travelers out there, our fellow nomads. And
Sure,
then of
definitely.
yes, and then of course we are joined by Nico Ivan Velasquez. Hi, Nico.
Hi, Carlo. Hi, Chow.
Yes, of course,
Hello.
Nico is another natural on camera and on stage, a national Toastmasters champion and corporate host. He now works as a dynamic group director of public relations at Megaworld Hotels and Resorts, the Philippines' largest hotel operator. With over a decade of peer experience, Nico crafts the brand's narrative through media relations, partnerships, and events, all while frequently traveling across the country, like today, right, Nico?
Yeah, that's true. I was, hopping in a plane today, and then I'm in Iloilo, the city of love. Although we're not gonna be talking about Iloilo, but I hope everybody would still be able to visit in the future, especially you, Carlo.
Yes, I would love to go back and visit Iloilo and all the destinations outside the city, right? Iloilo City. There's so much to explore, including the beautiful church, right, in Miagao.
Mm.
So, yes, before we begin our travel discussion, as we say, travel chikahan, right, in the Philippines, tell us what's keeping you busy currently, Chow.
Well, quite a bit actually. But it's always such a great joy for us to be able to just talk about travel and food and all the wonderful things that we really enjoy doing aside from the travels that we have to do quite often because of work. But along with it, we get to we get to explore and we get to discover new things about the cities that we frequently visit, and there's always something new to discover. So that's one that we're always busy with, but there's always room to enjoy.
True. And I can see you're enjoying your background, right? Tell us
Yes.
where you are
Yep.
currently. Beautiful, beautiful setting.
Thank you. So I'm actually at La Mesa Specialty Restaurant, and this is at the Grand West Side Hotel, which is the largest hotel in the Philippines. That's at 1,500 rooms. So this hotel just opened almost exactly a year ago. But yeah, it's it's
Lovely.
definitely a hotel that you want to visit.
I would love very soon. I will see you there.
Yeah, you should
Yes,
come. We're
I
just
will.
waiting for you.
I know. So where is it exactly located again? Which part?
So okay, so Nico is in Iloilo, right? So I'm in Manila currently. This hotel is located at the West Side City in the entertainment city area of Parañaque. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
so
By
many
this
things
bay
happening here. Yes, yes.
and the best
But I'll tell
sunset.
you more about that. And the best
Yes.
sunset, correct.
I miss the sunset there. How about you, Nico? Please tell us what's keeping you busy these days.
Well, it's non-stop getting to know the perspectives of people. To tell you honestly, Michelle was talking about the many things that we have to do, from setting up this, there, and all these things with the brand officially, and also as well as some hobbies of ours too. But along the way, especially when you talk about travel, there are a lot of people that you meet, maybe like-minded or not, that really keeps us on our toes. You see, personally, I think it's the mindset of people traveling that really changes a lot of the plot in terms of the
Mm,
stories that you create. As for me, being been doing PR and doing PR right now for the company that I'm part of, you're always thirsty to identify and to relate and to associate and to really get the insights of how different kinds of people, especially nowadays with the different generations that are out there, what do they think about destinations like Manila, like Cebu, like Boracay? And you'll be so amazed, Carlo and Miss Chow, na iba-iba talaga. It's so different. The way that Gen Zs travel, the purpose that they have, the objectives that they have, so different from the objectives of millennials, from Gen Xers, and as well as boomers. Different lifestyle choices, different executions, different budgets, of course, but all so interesting. So that's what's keeping me occupied, Tiki.
Wow, well said, well said. Couldn't agree more, right? There is something for different types of travelers, right? And of course, let's go ahead. Let's go and travel to Manila, to Metro Manila, to be more specific, the region of Metro Manila, the National
mhm.
Capital Region. Now, tell me what makes Metro Manila a unique and exciting destination for travelers?
I'm gonna take on that question first. But you know what, Carlo, both Nico and I are not really from Manila. So I'm actually from Cebu. Nico here is from Leyte.
Yeah.
So and I remember in the past where, well, now I live in Manila, but in the past, we used to frequent Manila because we just want to get away. It's definitely just a destination that you want to visit when you want to go on a food trip. You want the exciting city sort of adventures. And so it's a bustling, very vibrant place that just keeps on progressing, and it has just so many new things. One of the things I really love about Manila is, of course, the food scene, right? Because I am a foodie. I'm a big foodie. In fact, just earlier this year, they were talking about how maybe Michelin might actually come and
Wow,
find some restaurants. But aside from
exciting.
that, yeah, super exciting, right?
Crossing
And
our
I think,
fingers.
oh yes, it's really like the food scene is so progressive. We have some really, really good chefs, and the opportunity to be able to highlight the Filipino cuisine, something different, because it's not something that you have like everywhere. It's, in fact, you have cuisines like Italian, Spanish, which is my one of my favorites also. Um, but you never hear about the Filipino food, right?
Mm.
And so I think that this is definitely uh, great, a great showcase, a good time for it. It's
Yes,
definitely ready.
exciting. As of course, we're showing some clips from the how diverse Metro Manila or Manila is, from history you saw earlier, to of course commerce and the business
Hmm.
districts like here, what you are seeing currently, Eastwood City in Quezon
Yeah.
City. Iconic,
Yes, that's the QC.
iconic. How about you, Nico? More about Manila. What makes it special for you?
Well, jumping off from what Chow said earlier, there's one word that I think I could really associate to the city of Manila, and it's a city of opportunities. It's boundless opportunities, not just for us locals, but really for even foreign inbound guests who may stay or come over for different kinds of objectives. One of which, of course, the easiest and the fastest would always have to be if you're just flying in to have fun, leisure, food, meeting new people, looking for new different kinds of experiences that's different from different neighboring cities in Asia or different countries in Asia. But
Mhm.
one thing that's keeping us going also is really investments for the Philippines too. A lot of the people who fly in for the first time in the Philippines coming to Manila would soon realize there's so many things that the Philippines still needs to be able to grow, and then it becomes
Mhm.
a spark of idea for investments as well to come into. So a lot of people would come in, a lot of investors for telecoms, for
Mhm.
BPOs, for service industry, for engineering, interior design, all these things are popping in and out,
True.
making them, want to come in consistently as well. So there's really
Yep.
opportunities for everybody here. Name it, what kind of business? I'm sure there's something that's gonna be buzzing here as well. Similar to the footages that you showed earlier, Carlo. I know Miss Chow and I just would visit before, but Manila is not how it used to look like today. I even remember that it used to like BGC. It used to be a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
open spaces, right, Miss Chow?
Yep.
But look at it now. It's like buildings like mushrooms everywhere.
Wow.
So a lot of investors coming in as well.
Exciting. Yeah, exciting time. I remember when BGC was still just Fort Strip, and and I was
That's
I
so
think in
true.
college or high school. I don't
We're,
remember.
we're exposing our ages here.
I know. Good thing it's not obvious, as they say. They always tell Filipinos. But I agree with you. As you said, Chow, from the diversity, the food, of course, the options are endless. But also, it's not just about traveling, but you have business opportunities here in the Philippines through, of course, your gateway is Manila, because this is where a
Hmm.
lot of the top businesses are.
True.
So it's beyond business as well. And good thing, there are different facilities and experiences for different types of travelers, not just for leisure travelers, but also for business travelers here in Metro Manila. Now, can you share some of the must visit? Let's talk about history first in Manila that your guests and your friends often explore.
Well, it's so much history. I think, well, some may or may not know that the Philippines is colonized by the Spanish, right? And so we have these destinations such as Intramuros, where you have Old Manila. Um, and it's like, you step into the walled city and it just takes you back to like, decades. So it's it's like the old meets new, but at the same time, we have like somehow it's modernized too. You get to experience new things. even for us, like just visiting these places and these destinations that you actually get to see on your screens now, um, it's amazing because then you get to appreciate the destination itself, right?
Yeah.
And not too far from like this Intramuros and Rizal Park, you'll also find the oldest Chinatown in the world, and it's
That's
called
right.
Binondo. Yes. And I have to say, they have this really, really interesting food crawl because then you get to, you get to walk and explore the streets, but at the same time, you get to try all of these different bites that the area is really known for, or Binondo is known for. And Nico has actually done it uh, a few times, right?
Sometimes, yeah, one or twice or something like that.
Oh, it's very true. Wow, that's so many treasures you can discover in Binondo in the Chinatown of Manila, known as
Mhm.
the oldest Chinatown in the
In the
world,
In
world.
the world, yeah, that's true.
right? And wow, and the mix of the Chinese and Filipino culture, especially in food, in traditions, in religion, you can really see it there. So much colors, right? And
Yeah.
sights and sounds and flavors. Exciting, exciting. Food trip is number one there. I have my personal favorites. So for people who are not aware, we do have our Filipino Chinese food here in the
Yes.
Philippines, right?
Yeah,
Chow,
felt strongly at that, Carlo. Yeah.
very, very strong. Me personally, I love, and a lot of Chinese Filipinos would know this, the kiampong, of course.
Mm,
Yes.
The
Kiampong.
brown, the how do you call it? Like kind of like savory rice, almost like adobo rice with special pork.
Mhm.
Very, very interesting. Some of them have nuts, right?
Yes.
And
The special
herbs.
ones have all of these different kinds
Yeah.
of stuff in it, different
Right.
ingredients. But here's a fun fact, because we're talking about kiampong. It's a Chinese term, right? Though it's like uh we've sort of adapted it also in our own culture as Filipino Chinese. And so kiam actually means salty, pang means rice. So it's salty rice. So that you'll actually get the idea that okay, this definitely has a lot of flavor, and then you get to see all the different ingredients in it. Sorry, I'm
Uh,
getting excited.
I love. Plus, you match it with egg roll and kikiam, right?
Yes,
You know
perfect.
where I always go there. Shout out to Mezzanine Cafe.
Yeah.
It's a
My
really, really
There's
good
also
place.
this favorite place of mine. They have chicken, which is called Sincerity. It's definitely one of the oldest ones there, and and if you want to cool down, there's a mall called Lucky Chinatown Mall right next to the Hotel Lucky Chinatown.
I would love to visit that Lucky Chinatown Mall when I come back and visit Chinatown, well, Binondo, as we call it. Now, what about the business district, Nico? If you can share with us, what are the major business district? Because a lot of the travelers are excited to know. Okay, Manila has so much history and culture,
yes.
but what about commercial areas, shopping and business? Where do you recommend international travelers go?
Well, let's take you back quickly on history. And when I say history, it's not like centuries old or anything like that, but something that we can all relate to of our ages, I believe, is Eastwood City. It's one of the first few, if not really the first townships that we've had, that we have in the metro,
Mhm.
where a lot of our ages really grew up with and grew up in. It is its own, I don't know if I'm using the right term, biodiversity in a Gen Z manner, where everybody really enjoys family time, going to the cinema. You also have your residential area there, and not so far away, just a few steps, you have got your business offices there too.
Mhm.
And well, of course, the outdoor mall, the eating spots, the dining spots rather, the
Mhm.
entertainment areas. this is something that we can all celebrate, and it's still relevant today. Um, One of the other things, other than Eastwood City, I don't think it's like so far away from it. It's also the Ortigas area, where it really used to be the old Central Business District. I
Oh.
don't mean to be politically correct or incorrect when I say old, but it's been there for the longest time, and it's still there up until today. Considering that larger corporations, both local and international, find themselves in the CBD area,
Mhm.
where they hold main offices there too. But of course, Carlo, with both hands up in the air, there are also other townships that, well, really honestly, Megaworld has also developed, that has
Mhm.
also become a business destination, a business district, a convergence zone for a lot of other businesses too. And
Mhm.
I can even cite Newport City as one as
Oh.
well. Other than the fact that you've got a lot of hotels there, the new office, Carlo, and I think Ms. Shaw would agree, is wherever people can meet. It's no longer the norm where people just sit and meet in offices and
Mhm.
discuss things over tables and chairs. But this
Mhm.
time around, people would want to go to cafes and then lifestyle areas where people are freely able to think, to discuss, to talk about points, and maybe sign a few contracts here and there. Um, but what's amazing now is that we don't want to be confined in areas that are just four walls and the ordinary paint job and all these things. But we've taken business in a much more lifestyle light and manner that we really get to talk about it and enjoy it at the same time too. So business doesn't have to be boring in these places. So there's so many things that we can do. Again, you've got your Eastwood city property township. You've got your Ortigas area where we even have Richmond Hotel Ortigas too. And also, of course, our Newport City, where we've got two of our major hotels there. We've got Savoy Hotel Manila and also Belmont Hotel Manila. And plus the bonus that when you fly, when you come to Manila, Newport City is just right across NAIA Terminal 3, and not so far away from NAIA Terminal 1, 2, and 4 as well. So you could just imagine crossing, doing your business, and then if in case you want to stay, go ahead. But if you want to go back to where you're coming from, then go ahead as well too. So we make things work in the new
Yes.
business district
Mm.
areas.
So I just really want to chime in because a trendy
Yes.
area now too is BGC, Bonifacio Global City in Taguig. And you have areas that are, have so many nice, here I go again with a foodie hat,
Yes.
restaurants where you have like Forbes Town. That area of Forbes
True.
Town has like so many restaurants, so diverse, and just the ideal place to live in, I think. And then you have like the uptown area where there are even some really nice like offices, skyscrapers that had just opened in the last couple of years. And I remember when I was younger, we were talking about how this area here was just flat. There was nothing here, but now you see all of these really exciting developments in
It's
uptown area.
amazing.
Yeah, and that's definitely a place you want to visit too.
Yeah. Well, it's nice. It brings me to memories. Like when you said Forbes Town, I used to live there actually. My last
Oh, okay.
flat, yes,
Close to
at
your heart,
Forbes.
Carlo.
Yes, imagine just living there. It was specifically at Forbes Wood town, Forbes Wood Heights, right? Basically,
Mhm.
hello, shout out to my former
Neighbor.
flatmates, right? And neighbors, 18 DE room, ganun talagang ano sinabi, no?
Oh.
But basically, I love the area, Forbes Town, because of Burgos Circle, because of the
Mm.
restaurants, and it's really like you have a little town to yourself.
Yeah.
We have our weekend organic market, etc. and I'm so excited about the development there at Uptown
Yeah.
Bonifacio as well. Before it was just the BGC turf, or like the turf, right? And then after the
Mhm,
turf, now you have, wow, another city there. Amazing,
City
amazing.
in the city.
So
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
Now, one of the major things that travelers, both local Filipino travelers and foreign travelers, love about the Philippines is the warmth of his, right, of the Filipino hospitality. What makes this Filipino hospitality that we call unique, in your opinion?
yeah. It's so unique. I mean, when we talk about Philippine hospitality and when there's nothing like it, I think, because every time, like say, we welcome guests, you know, you welcome them in your home as though, you've been friends for the longest time. You lavish them with everything that they need to make sure they're comfortable. Um, and it's okay to go into a stranger's house during fiestas because then everybody is welcome to come in, and they will make sure that you don't leave when hungry,
Yes.
because they will feed you, and you cannot leave up until you're full. And that's a sort of hospitality that the Filipinos can really offer, and it's very distinct. um, you know I was reading a few articles just a couple of weeks back, and it really says that um, Filipinos are the friendliest in the world. And I actually agree, because the type of hospitality that we give is very unique, and I'm sure Nico uh, would agree to that.
I would. It's amazing that I remember my mom, because she's like the best host for me. She'd really feel so bad if, in case, friends and family or even strangers would would leave the house not eating at all. And that's the type of hospitality that we've got. No, we feel so bad if you're not able to satisfy, feed, or delight our guests. We just so feel strongly
Yeah.
about it. So if I were to like call it in or define it in two words, I'd really have to say it's both authentic. It's so authentic, because we feel it from the gut. I think we for some reason I feel like
Nice.
we were born to be able to relate to people. Kumbaga sa Pilipino pa, we're very much makabayan. We're very much into
Mhm.
community. So we are not uh, a self-centered nation or race, but we really are a community-based race. We like to be part of community. We want to make sure that everybody is okay in the community, and we also really much take care of people in the community. May you be part of it or not. Another thing though that I think
Nice.
has really changed over the years, and I hopefully you guys would agree, we have not only we're not only signatures for authenticity, but we've also raised it up to a technical level. Meaning we have also dedicated time and effort and research, ongoing research of that, on how else we make ourselves so different, and as well as on how else we can really elevate our skills, our actual tangible skills, to make people feel more welcome, meaning
Nice.
understanding psychology on what works, what drives them, what makes their heart beat, what makes them, quote unquote, kilig, what makes a trip even more memorable for everybody. And I know you guys would have your own similar stories
Yeah.
on a memorable kilig driving moment, right?
Yeah, wow. Well said, Nico. I mean, spot on, because apart from, of course, you have the authenticity, right, of Filipino hospitality. We really, I would say the best word for that is empathy. Lots of
Mm,
Filipinos have empathy, especially when it comes to welcoming travelers, visitors from within the country and outside the Philippines. So, yeah, couldn't
yeah,
agree
we don't
more.
choose. We don't choose whatever
Yeah.
guest. As long as they step into the door, we welcome them, we feed them, we bring out the best Chinaware, right? So
So
yeah, that's a mark of a Filipino.
Yeah,
And I
that's why.
think
Oh
it's
yes.
really
Oh, go ahead.
inclusive, diba? Like
Oh,
when we host and we welcome guests to the Philippines, it's very inclusive.
very true, very true. And we like we like to make sure that they're enjoying, right? So we make sure it's personalized, our service or our welcome to them. And you can really see it in the campaign, for example, of Philippine tourism, Love the Philippines, um, that it's beyond the places. Of course, the places are amazing, the experiences are great, but the human experiences are even better and more memorable. The connections we make with each other and with the Filipinos for foreign
True.
travelers.
And just to add to that one, Carlo, and I really wanna harp up on the word that Miss Chow used. Inclusivity now is a real big thing for global travelers because the real concern here is
Mhm.
how safe do you feel when you come into a foreign land? May it be the first time or the nth time that you're visiting. I don't know if Carlo, you're feeling this in the mainstream media, but the Philippines has been going full on its effort to really make spaces more inclusive, especially for our Muslim brothers and sisters. And I think it's a big thing. Let's admit it, right, Miss Chow, that the Philippines really is what maybe perhaps I don't know the facts here, but I think it's probably 90% a Catholic Christian country, but we also have other denominations too. And well, it's high time, thankfully, that the Philippines is also realizing that there's a bigger market that's out there who actually wants to come into the Philippines but may not feel so welcome because of the facilities that's not right or fit for them. And I'd like to talk about the Muslim travelers that we've got in the
True.
globe, and it's a huge market here that really wants to
It's a
be
very
able
big
to
market.
experience uh, the warmth of Filipino hospitality. And I think I don't know what are your thoughts on that, Miss Shao, in terms of traveling for Muslims in the Philippines today?
Yeah, well, I think that there's really an opportunity for us to be able to extend the hospitality because aside from having, let's face it, all of us have our own um what is it? Restrictions, right?
True, yeah, or
Mhm.
your
We have our
quirks.
quirks,
Yeah.
but and it's particularly different for our Muslim brothers and sisters. It's not that they can eat anywhere because they have to make sure that it's halal friendly. And so these are the sort of things that
True.
we keep in mind so that we can make it inclusive. How could we
Mhm.
be the friendliest country in the world if these are things that we've forgotten or left out? And so, I think that's one of the things that we're proud of and definitely working on these days is
Mhm.
to extend this type of hospitality. If I may, we do
Yes.
have certified halal kitchens
That's nice.
in some hotels, such as the Grand West Side, where I'm in right now, the Kingsport Hotel, which is just next door. In Boracay, they even have a Muslim-friendly beach in Boracay. So these are some amenities and destinations that we'd really want to visit.
That's great to know. That's really great news for, of course, our Muslim friends, Muslim travelers coming to the Philippines, and of course, traveling within the Philippines, especially to travelers from Mindanao. That's really great news. I
Mm.
didn't know about the Boracay beach. That's a great
Yeah.
development.
Yeah.
Now, from Manila, let's travel to the Visayas, one of my favorite regions, areas in the Philippines. Let's start with Cebu. Cebu province. Of course, we know Cebu City. Including Cebu City, what are the must
Mhm.
visits in Cebu?
Oh wow. I
Dami.
don't even know where to begin because there's so many, I mean, so many places to visit in Cebu. But Cebu is like you get the best of both worlds. right? Because you have the city where it's developed. Of course, there's still, opportunity to be further developed, but it's quite developed. It's a bustling city as well. And then you have just about 30 on a good day without traffic. A 30-minute drive will take you to Mactan, where you have beautiful white sand beaches and you get to go island hopping and indulge in all the seafood if you love seafood, and do all of these like water sports and adventures, right? So that, I think, you have just the perfect balance of it. And then
Yeah.
2 hours away, you get to go to places like Oslob where you can go whale watching and swim with the whale sharks. So there's just so many things to do. You can go scuba diving because the reefs are just amazing. Um,
True,
Nico
true.
here is a big fan of. You're a big fan of.
Of
Cebu.
sleeping, staying in,
Oh,
because it's okay to stay in during your vacation moments too. But
oh, we
yeah,
do have some really nice hotels too, right? We have
That's
local
right.
brands, international chains.
true, true. And there's a huge development now for local hotel chains. Just to add to that, Miss Chow and Carlo,
Hmm.
you've got a lot of options now if you'd like to identify with a brand that's right within your budget. And let's admit it, we also have to consider that when we're traveling, not only the destination, the distance between commodities, and as well as the budget, the food options, and the mere opportunity to identify the things that you can do already within the hotel that you are in. Well, of course, some of the highlights that we can really confidently talk about is the Mactan Newtown Township, because it being a development also of Megaworld, it also is, I believe, the only township that is within the city that also showcases its own beach. So, can you imagine, either you're coming in for work, either you're coming in for a quick vacation, and it's only 15 minutes away from the airport, and you get to do your business at the same time, go to the beach. So it's the comfort, much like what Miss Chow said here, that you get to enjoy the city life and the same time being a bum at the beach, if you may say so, on a weekend. So that's spectacular offer that people like me, I like to stay on the comfort side, on the safe side, not really literally swimming with the sharks there, but at least I get to enjoy the sun in a lounge bed. I can order my drinks conveniently with a trained server. And if I want to go back to the hotel, it's just I'll walk away and then that's fine. So that's great. And then, get into my emails, open my laptop, and yada yada. So fast and convenient.
I have to say that's like, going to the beach is a favorite pastime of the Cebuanos. Um, when I was working in Cebu, of course you go to work during the day and then, okay, what do you do after work? Well, we're gonna go have happy hour at the beach. And why not,
Amazing.
right? You get to enjoy
Yeah.
both worlds.
Yeah. Miss Chow is calling it happy hour, but back in the day we called it a party.
Yes, yes. That's really amazing. Like, because I'm imagining myself, like, for example, for someone like Chow growing up, having grown up in
So,
Cebu,
yeah.
that's the lifestyle, right?
It
Yeah.
Very
is. It
LA,
is.
Very
very
LA. Yeah.
California.
Yes.
Because of course, coming from Metro Manila, it's different. Of course, we have the bay, but it's not the same having fast access to the beaches.
Hmm.
And you have that, right? So apart from having your own business district, your commercial areas, your cultural sites in Cebu City, you also have nature. You also have the beach around Metro Cebu. So that's actually ideal, right? To live.
Yeah. With the convenience
Exactly.
of the city, like your condominium living, because you also have those options too. A pretty good competitive
Yeah.
internet access and the brands that you love. I mean, they're not paying us. I think, Carlo, but Starbucks is there, McDonald's is there. So,
It's
you get
true.
the best of both worlds.
I'm interested to know more because I haven't seen it. I haven't been there to know more about the new town. Um, so as you can see, we're showing clips of Cebu, including the new area. This is outside Cebu city, but
Outside
in
Cebu City,
specific,
but within Cebu province.
outside of
Yes.
Cebu.
Yeah.
so specifically in Mactan Island, right? A new commercial area or business district or a township in Cebu
Hmm.
Island or in Cebu province. Amazing.
Yes. An integrated community, a township. So this is just like
With the
15 minutes
beach.
away from the airport.
Wow.
There's even, I remember seeing like a plan for this particular township, that there's even a lagoon that goes through its retail
Yeah.
shops, which in the future, and something that we're definitely looking forward to. Um, it's also going to be the venue for the ASEAN. So that's
Really?
definitely interesting.
In
Yeah.
When is that?
2026. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I should
So
be
the
there.
ASEAN,
We should be there.
yeah, you guys should be there. And because of that activity happening for the Philippines in 2026, the
Mhm.
year is 2026, and so happy that we're talking about it now because
Yeah.
you guys will be able to have the opportunity to plan for your visit. It's going to be really fun and worth it. So right now, Mactan Newtown through Megaworld, of course, is building
Mhm.
the Mactan Expo convention center. It's a convention
Really?
center, literally, and it's got a huge capacity of 2,500 to 3,000. If Miss Shout, jump in if my numbers are correct, but I think they're correct. And we're having it available for the ASEAN uh, in time for the first quarter next year. And it's really going to be a driver for more foreign visitors, for international events to come into Cebu, to also declog Manila, and to
Mhm.
really give them a taste of what it's like to live in the city in the same time live in a promising provincial setup, a laid back yet, fast paced world too. So something to consider. And I think there's more than the Mactan Expo Convention
Mhm.
Center. Part of the pipeline, even Michelle, if you'd remember a few days back or at least a month ago, a restaurant is also going to open very soon. Would you like to talk about
Oh,
that, Michelle?
yes. Okay. So I was so excited when I saw the plan, or actually the news that Gordon Ramsay is going to be opening another restaurant in Mactan, Newtown.
Oh,
So that's going to
wow.
be a great addition. The fact that, a celebrity chef of his caliber would be opening a restaurant in the province of Cebu is definitely something for the city and
That's
for the
huge.
entire province.
Yeah,
That's
talk about the
huge.
tourism boost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, Gordon Ramsay launched with Mega World his first restaurant in Metro Manila, right? And now in Cebu, of course, our second major
Yes.
city in the Philippines.
Yeah. So the first one
Exciting.
was in Newport, and then this time around in Mactan, Newtown. So you've got two
In
options when you come to the Philippines. And by the way, both destinations, Manila, of course, offers international direct flights, and as well as Cebu. So take your pick and just enjoy the rest of the ride.
That is a really good tip and a good point. So usually, um, when people, especially for international travelers, right, there are international flights going both from their cities, from their countries to Manila and Cebu.
Yes,
Right?
direct, either Manila or Cebu. So
That's amazing. So you gotta check out everyone. Plan your trips to Manila and Cebu this year, and of course next year, especially for the ASEAN, the ASEAN Summit happening in Cebu in New Mactan. Um, Better term is Mactan Island, Cebu, and of course the new Mactan area,
Newtown.
right? Township,
Yes,
New
Mactan, Newtown.
Town,
Yes,
Mactan Newtown Township,
township.
right?
That's
So,
good.
of course,
Yes.
please, we're here, Nomads Media and Video Gaga. If you need any tips, don't hesitate to message us on our Facebook, Instagram, and on our website if you need tips in these destinations. Now, before, of course, anything else, we'd like to travel from Cebu to Boracay. They have
Yeah.
direct flights, right? From Cebu to Boracay, I'm sure.
They do.
Yes, yes, they do, they do.
Now, tell us more about Boracay. Why do you love Boracay? What do you love about Boracay and the activities you like to do there?
Gosh, this is another difficult one because I remember going to Boracay even when I was a lot younger. And there was still, there was no electricity on the island. Literally saw that it was still pretty raw. And today you have all these beautiful resorts. And one of my favorite areas really is um, the Boracay New Coast area because you have your own cove, right? And this is also the area where there's a Muslim friendly um, area for women and children. But the fact that it's like you have paradise all to yourself, and this is
Yeah,
one of the best islands in the world, and they've gotten that title for several years now.
Several years, yes.
Yeah.
that is true. One of the best islands in the world, one of the best beaches as well. How about you, Nico? What
Yes.
do you, any tips for activities in Boracay?
Any tips for activities for Boracay? Okay, well, let's take into consideration the age range that you are looking into, no? Well, because there are different considerations in terms of like, are you a young family? Have you just started with your own cell group, or are you traveling alone, or are you traveling with a new romantic relationship, or are you in your senior years, but still have the
Mhm,
energy to go out with your wife, right? And then maybe perhaps some grandkids too. So, definitely, Boracay has so many things to offer you, depending on what stage of life you're at. I'm telling you that, okay? Because if in case you're already in your senior years, definitely stay in Boracay New Coast. Or if you have a young family, you'd like to make sure that everybody's safe and then far away from the crowd, stay at the
mhm,
Boracay New Coast. You'd have your own beach there. Um, it's a very highly inclusive space. You've got your own restaurants there. You have restaurants within the hotel, and you even have Wolfgang, a restaurant that's right outside of the hotel, but still within the lifestyle complex of Boracay New Coast. But of
wow,
course, one more thing is it's also highly perfect for people conducting conventions too,
mhm,
because it does not only cater to large spaces where you can gather people to convene, to have a meeting, to do a
mhm,
symposium or a workshop, but you also have your access to the main beach as well if you'd like to go there because of the hourly transportation lines that we've got. But of
mm,
course, if you are, I'd have to be very honest here because I think Miss Chow and I, even you, Carlo, has been in this phase that we really just want to party a lot. My gosh, go ahead. The White Beach is as good as it was, but what's better is that they have more sustainable practices, or green practices that makes you feel a little more proud of yourself because you're partying responsibly, right, Miss Chow?
Oh, definitely partying responsibly. I don't know if I'll ever get that out of my system when I'm in Boracay because although I thought I've gotten partying out of my system, in Boracay, it's like, let's go, let's do it.
it's so
But
true.
if you're like an early riser like me,
Mm.
um, I love the sunsets, sunrises, sunrise and sunsets. But I usually wake up at 5 in the morning every day, and
Nice.
waking up to the sunrise with the beautiful they call lapus lapus
Lapus lapus,
um
yes.
lapus lapus, which is the keyhole, right? I Everything is just picturesque. And there you get to really find your calm. But aside from that, uh, I'd like to call the area really like it's a seaside playground because um, whatever it is you want to do, it's like you can do it. You know, if you want to have that space, that calmness, you can find it there. You want to do some wellness activities,
Mhm.
you can find it there. If you want to go party till you drop, oh, definitely, that is a
Yes.
place to be too.
It's
If
so
you want to have
true.
dinner for like 1,000 people, all under the stars, you can also do that there too.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that there's also a township there, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I would say a modern but also sustainable development on the island. That's really really cool.
Yeah. And Carlo, just to mention, uh, yes, the area is a township, and everybody's welcome to really get inside. Our security is there to assist you, to make sure that you guys are all right and making sure that the fun goes on and on and on. And then you know, it's really a space where everybody is really welcome. We don't wanna, because others are thinking, is it a private bar? It's is it a private area? Yes,
Yeah,
it's owned by Megaworld, but it is really something that everybody can come in, even do they use if they want to. We've got
yeah.
promotions for that one, so you don't have to limit yourself. Enjoy the pool, enjoy the beach, enjoy the drinks, and get into the restaurants and eat. Go ahead, you can do anything there.
That is good. Of course, we're showing some of these beautiful clips of well, Savoy Hotel, the different
Yeah.
options you have on the island, because especially for um, frequent travelers to Boracay, it's good to know that we have new options to visit, new experiences like this clip, particularly of the view of the township of Boracay, Boracay New Coast, right?
Yeah, you've got
So this
150
is,
hectares. Yes, go ahead, Michelle.
yes, this is the eastern side of the island. So this is the Boracay New Coast. Yeah.
Wow, I haven't seen this view of Boracay, so it's really really exciting and interesting to find out more about this. And you mentioned sustainable tourism. That's what's good about Boracay. They're making sure, of course, the different organizations and businesses like Megaworld are making sure that the sustainable tourism is being practiced and continuously practiced.
And you know how we can tell, Carlo, that sustainability and ecological efforts are being practiced. So there was a time last year, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 years ago, that a dolphin even found itself in the township, in the cove area. And in some moments as well, some turtles would also nest in the other cove that's still within the township too. So that for us was a validation that indeed there's something that's right being done in the area, because animals would be able to feel so comfortable and safe in the area, despite of the fact that there are also tourists there too. We want to make sure that we marry ecological
Yeah.
concerns with sustainable tourism practices. So we don't go back to how it was like before 2018, when the island had to close for rehabilitation. We
Yeah.
just want to make sure that, and put across the message that when we bring people, tourists in the island, we also have to make sure that they also embrace sustainability and green practices, because that's the only way we'll be able to prolong and even improve the lives of not just the locals, not just the guests, as their welfare and well-being as well, but also the resources, the God-given resources that we enjoy in the island. So it's very important that we put it across there as well.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's as travelers, we have a responsibility, right, to contribute to the improvement of the destination. Apart from just aside from just the locals, right, and I would say the investors in that town, like destination like Boracay. As travelers, we should also be responsible, right? Responsible tourism is very important these days with the growth of tourism, international tourism being nonstop, right? It's good to get the message across that we're not just here to spend and invest, and share some money in the economy. We should also be part of the improvement of the destination, or else there won't be any other place to visit in the future.
That's
Mm.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
There's really
thank
a
you for
call
your
for
work,
like,
right? Thank you for their team's work, for Megaworld's work. Go ahead.
for
Sorry, Chow.
sure. Thank you. No, I mean, there's really a call for eco-conscious traveling or travel, right? And one of the things that we also like to do, especially when there are large um, events or conventions, is really to incorporate um, some sort of sustainable practices that the guests can really embrace, such as, you know, to engage in like a beach cleanup,
Oh, nice.
or perhaps even a planting, or visit, a local community in the island. There's a local community there called the Ati tribe. And, previously we were able to do a mangrove planting together with them in that area. So these things that would not only it's not just about traveling to have fun, not just to go on a business travel, but really to incorporate sustainable travels and eco-conscious traveling.
True, true. And basically giving back to the community, as you mentioned, that it's really nice to be involved in the local community, especially the indigenous people of the
Yes,
island. That is nice. It's really a nice cause, because it's just beyond, business, beyond tourism, but you're changing people's minds and habits. So I love that. That's something we need to really spread, right, all over the world, and
True.
for
Yeah.
more people to love the Philippines, we have to take care of the Philippines. Now,
for
wow, it's been a
sure.
great conversation, Chow and Nico. Wow, amazing news from Manila, Cebu, and Boracay, and Iloilo, where Nico is right now. But for international travelers, finally, what advice would you like to give them to maximize the Philippine experience?
If I may go first, but one major advice, I think there's a lot of publicity about the Philippines that it's not safe to travel in the Philippines. Like I get advisories sometimes. But really it's pretty safe, and people are friendly. And I think one of the things that people really, travelers seek every time they travel is really to have the local experience and to be able to embrace the culture. So if there is definitely one place that you can experience um, heartfelt, genuine hospitality that is so just ingrained in the culture of the Filipinos, it's definitely here in the Philippines. And so the destinations, definitely Cebu, Mactan in particular. I love Mactan. Boracay, and even in Manila. These are all very exciting destinations for you to consider.
Yeah.
All right.
Nico?
How about you, Nico?
Well, as for me, I'd go a little more technical. Miss Chow gave you like a very hearty answer, which is really the drive and passion for Philippine hospitality. But at technical level too, I'd still would love to advise our foreign travelers to also consider planning in advance. There are beautiful spots, even made more beautiful in the right time of the year. So there are
Ooh.
moments going to Manila is way better. There are moments when it's prime to go to Boracay. There are also moments when it's more fun to go to Cebu because you have to consider there are seasons where you've got your festivals as well. So you got to know what your vibe is. You want to go for a party, go ahead. If you want to go for city nightlife, go ahead. If you want to go for the casino vibe, go ahead. we've got all these things in the Philippines, and I'm telling you, it's at a better competitive rate advantage as well. Plus, of course, the heart that you get to it. But the real deal here that's gonna make or break your experience is when you plan ahead, know your objective, get to know the destination, because really it's the destination in the right time that's going to make the entire difference, make you want to come back to experience more destinations in the Philippines.
And
Well said,
if
well
you
said.
want to know what sort or when that should be, then you have to invite Nico and I again.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Yes, yes. Definitely we will invite you. We've got the right people. We've got you to give us the
Yay.
Thank you,
best
Carlo.
tips.
Yay.
Thank you. Really, really useful, especially for people who are looking for options to travel to the Philippines. These are definitely I would say, three of the best first visits or first
Yes.
stops.
You'll never go
And
wrong.
there's
Right, Mark Carlo. Yeah.
and yes, and of course there are more options for first stops, but for the sake of this podcast, we have these three to give you. But there are more. I would say thousands more, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Thousands more of islands to choose from,
Yes.
and over 7,000 islands to choose from. Now,
7,000 reasons.
and we have a surprise, of course, for all our viewers
Yes.
on Nomads Media. And of course, to all our community members, our fellow travelers, our fellow entrepreneurs, and professionals in VideoGaga, we are inviting you, of course, to travel to the Philippines. And yes, we really hope you do, because when you do, and this is also for the Filipinos in the Philippines. So don't worry, you're part of this surprise as well, because we are giving away, this is for three winners of a 2-night stay at these Megaworld hotels, one winner for a hotel stay in Manila, in Metro Manila, another winner for Cebu or a Cebu Megaworld Hotel, and another winner for a Megaworld Hotel and Resort in Boracay. Exciting. Any suggestions? Which ones they should choose from Manila, Cebu, and Boracay?
Wow. There's so many to choose from, honestly. There's we have 7 hotels in Manila. And I definitely, if there's one place that I enjoy visiting, it's also in Twin Lakes Hotel, where we have our own
Ooh.
vineyard. Just a few weeks ago, we did a grape harvest festival. And so that's definitely one destination as well. So Manila NCR plus, not
Yes,
necessarily the city, but it's just less than 2 hours
within.
away from Manila. Yes.
That is such a good tip. Wow, imagine you can enjoy I would say like a vineyard view in just outside Manila
Yeah.
in
Yes.
Tagaytay
Yes.
City, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, or within that area. So you also have a
Within that
hotel here.
area.
So that's of course within Metro Manila and the neighboring cities, and then Cebu, of course. You've mentioned earlier the different hotels like Savoy as well as Boracay, right? So
Uh,
again,
yeah.
sorry, go ahead, Nico.
Sorry, that's Savoy, Savoy Hotel, Mactan, Newtown, and as well as Belmont Hotel,
Naman.
Mactan, Newtown. But of course, Carly, the question is, where do you stay? Because they're right beside each other. It goes back to your purpose. So you have to understand, like, okay, why am I going there to Cebu? Am I there for business slash leisure, or am I going there for leisure slash business?
Mhm.
So whatever falls would have more gravity if you're gonna stay for business. I would highly recommend you go for Belmont Hotel Mactan Newtown. But if you're there for all out fun with some sort of business, then go to Savoy Hotel Mactan Newtown. You'd find
Okay.
that the facilities and the energy of the different hotel will give you a vibe that suits your objective. So better choose
Okay.
wisely.
So for business travelers, they have Belmont. Of course, you have
That's it.
all three destinations, Boracay, Manila, and Mactan.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love the interior. This is what I look at or look forward to whenever I stay in a hotel. And of course, you have Manila, you have Richmond as well in Metro Manila and Ortigas. You've mentioned Twin Lakes here
Yep.
in Batangas,
Yes, this is
near
the one
Tagaytay,
With
with
the
the
vineyard.
vineyard.
with a vineyard. And let's see if we can show that. That would be so interesting. And of course, you can see here. Oh, here. Wow. It's like Europe.
Kind of feels like a layout from a storybook. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
Of course, with the
Makes
view
you
of
a princess.
Batangas. It's beautiful. I can't wait to see this.
And oh, by the way, the pool is heated, so it's perfect for swimming even in the evening. So you won't get the chill.
Yes. I know because of course this area, Tagaytay and Laurel, they're known for the cool weather,
The
right?
cool
Yes,
weather.
that's true. So you won't feel the chills because of the heated pool, but you will surely feel the kilig. So you choose that.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. Of course, tip to our non-Filipinos, it's now part of the English dictionary.
Yes.
Kilig, check
Kilig.
what it means in English because it's originally a Tagalog or Filipino word. So kilig is now an English word. So yes, we want to give kilig, bring kilig to you, right?
Yes.
Like this one, I'm kilig to find more about where Miss Chow is, right? Chow, um, tell us
Yes.
more about Grand West Side Hotel where you are currently.
So the Grand West Side Hotel, this is the entertainment city area of Manila in Parañaque. So it's very vibrant. Like you'll have nearby the Grand West Side, you'll have some casinos. You have the largest mall in Manila, which is MOA, which is
Yes.
just a few minutes away drive. And of course, you're near the airport, which is only exactly 8 minutes away from the airport, from the international airport. So this is definitely a convenient stay. It's a modern stay, and it's just a great starting point for all the different adventures that you definitely want to embark on when you're visiting Manila.
All right. Wow. So there those are some really great tips for our contest or raffle contestants. So please, we encourage everyone do it now. Please join our raffle contest, and three of you can win a 2 night stay at one. Of course, one winner will get a Manila Megaworld Hotel and Resort. Another winner for a Cebu Megaworld Hotel, and a third winner or one winner for a Megaworld Hotel in Boracay. How do you join? Very easy. All you need to do is comment on this video you're watching right now. You may be watching this on our website, Nomads Media, on our Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Even, of course, to our fellow professionals on LinkedIn, you can also join, of course, especially since this is also practical for business travelers. So answer this question in the comment of this video. Why do you love the Philippines? If you haven't visited the Philippines yet, why do you want to visit the Philippines? All right. So, again, answer this question. Why do you love the Philippines? Comment on this video, and we will draw three winners through a digital raffle on June 20. This means the deadline is on June 19th, 2025, 11 p.m. Singapore, Manila time. Okay, again, June 19, 11 p.m. Manila, Singapore time. All you have to do is comment on this video and answer this question, and we will draw the winners on June 20. Good luck, everyone. So do it now. Now na. Now na.
Yes. And we look forward to seeing everyone here,
And to
either
hosting you
Manila,
guys
Cebu, or
here.
Boracay. Yep.
Yes.
Yes, and of course, any questions about any of the hotels we mentioned earlier, any of the destinations from Manila, Cebu, and Boracay, please don't forget to, don't hesitate to message us on Facebook Here is our QR code. That's VideoGaga Global, or on Instagram. Here is a QR code, VideoGaga Global as well. And of course, our YouTube channel, Nomad Street. All right. Thank you so much again for joining us, everyone. Of course, thank you, Chow and Nico. Thank you for being our great resource, our guests, and of course, resource speakers, experts from the tourism and hospitality industry.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us, Carlo. And thank
We
you
had
to
fun.
everybody that listened. Yep, definitely,
So
always.
much fun.
Great conversation today about tourism, about passion, our passion for travel, business, and lifestyle. Thank you, everyone, our viewers who are watching this. We hope to see you in the Philippines. We hope to see you in Manila, in Cebu and Boracay, and wherever you are, have a great trip. Enjoy your ride and your next business. Bye, everyone. Bye, Chow. Bye, Nico.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
Carlo. Bye,
you.
Ciao.
See you
Bye, everybody.
soon. Bye,
See you
Nico. Bye,
soon.
Carlo.
Yes, hopefully.